Hello, it's Crypto CJ. It's the trade of the day. Monday night slash Tuesday morning Zoom edition, depending on where in the world you are. I'm back in the USA, so it's a Monday night for me. And the markets have been improving today. We did have a dip in Bitcoin over the weekend, but we've had a recovery in the last few hours. Let's go to the chart. And you should be seeing my Bitcoin hour chart. Yes, 1 hour chart. And as you can see, we took a dip early Monday morning and then broke up a couple percent since then. Since about 8, we're up, 2.3%. So we're up to 106. We were down to 103. Not a big deal, but again, these are the kind of dips and retraces you'll see frequently in Bitcoin as it continues, hopefully on its way to all-time highs. Ethereum looks very similar. It was down below 2,500 briefly, and now it's above. It's up nearly 6%. So Ethereum having a better day than Bitcoin on the hour chart. So both coins are above the major moving averages. So we can see here on Ethereum, we're above the 20, the 50, and the 200. On Bitcoin, we go to the day chart. Yeah, we're just barely above the 20, but pretty well above the 50 and the 200. So looking good there. Again, slight dip, better recovery. So if you're more of a trend trader, now may be a time to get in. We've had a retrace or a dip, and it looks like we're seeing evidence of a recovery. Could be a fake out, but anyway, if you're a trend person, now may be the time. So I was going over Twitter looking for some major headlines. There was some speculation about Jerome Powell, the Fed chairman, maybe being asked to step down. I don't know if that happened or not. The markets were pretty positive today, and he spoke today, so they must have liked what he said. There's more tariff controversy about whether the president has the actual constitutional power to do what he's doing. I don't think he does, but there are people of higher authority than me who make those decisions. So, not a fan of tariffs in general. Um, and that could affect risk on markets, which would affect, Bitcoin and the rest of crypto. So it's usually a good idea to at least lend an ear to TradFi and what's going on over there, at least generally. Okay, well, that's about all I have for the markets overall. Any questions or comments or additions to that discussion? All right, looks like you're leaning on me. That's okay. Let's go to Altcoin Alert. We'll see if we can make some money in this market, and then we'll look at iCoinPro a little later. So I've got Altcoin Alert up, easy mode is off, Altcoin Radar is selected. I have all the columns refreshed to get the most current information. I usually start with an AA score, and the only one above 80 is this WeMix coin, which I've never heard of, up 54% today. That's pretty amazing. Very bullish on the AA score, social activity, trading activity on fire. The longer term stuff, either bearish or neutral though. But I've got a chart open on the 15-minute chart. This is my day trading layout. I looked this up. This is mostly on foreign exchanges. I'm currently on a Bybit chart. At the moment, we're at the above, right at 80 on the RTI. A quick review of my chart using the supply and demand visible range by Lux Algo for support and resistance. Green zone support, red zone, the red is resistance. The RTI used for alerts and entries into the market. My favorites are when the RTI dips down below 20 and breaks back up like this. Here's an example of that. It broke down below the 20 and came back up. And when that happened, it made quite a move, 85% in 11 hours. That's amazing. This is probably a meme coin of some kind. I don't know anything about it. But so if you want to catch the next dip below 20 on this one, you can right click on the RTI, select add an alert, and choose crossing up. Value is 20. Once per bar close, we'll leave it on all day. Expiration, I like my alerts to go off around 8 o'clock at night. So 2000. Message, usually choose the information source. So this will be AA score. And TradingView will remember that if I tap it in a few times. So the alert's there, the message is whatever the alert says it is. Notifications, notify an app on my smartphone, toast notification on my laptop, play a sound also on my laptop. And I like 3 notes reverb for my day trades. I'll click create and I'll go over here to my alerts list, and there it is. So I'll go ahead and leave that on for our call today, though I don't know if it would actually go below the 80, below the 20, and come back up. That's what this alert's designed to catch, that scenario. It may not happen until tonight or tomorrow, but those are often the best dips to trade. Okay, so that's WeMix as a day trade. On my short-term swing trading layout, I'm going to go over here to the hour chart. I'm still using supply and demand visible range for support and resistance, but instead of the RTI, I've got the SuperTrend, which is a buy and sell indicator, and Trendilo LSMA, which is a moving average indicator. And ideally, I get something like this. It dips into the green zone, comes back up, and the buy signal triggers. The Trendilo turns green, and that would have occurred right about here. And we could have ridden that up to this range here, 60% in about 5 hours. That's pretty amazing swing trade. But we're too late for that at the moment. We do have a sell printed on the SuperTrend and the LSMA going up. So these two are disagreeing with each other. So I think if you want to set an alert, right click on the SuperTrend and choose SuperTrend buy. Only once. I'll leave this on for a while. AA score. And use a different sound. Go with handbell. Click create. And then I've got my swing trade layout alert as well. There's a 1 hour chart and a 15-minute chart. So both those alerts are going. Any questions on WeMix as a day trade or swing trade? Okay, we'll look around some more on Altcoin Alert, maybe find some more familiar coins, or maybe we'll find new ones. Okay, so let's go to Altcoin Alert, social activity sort. You've got mask with fire on both trading and social. There WeMix again. Maker, CKB, YFII. I'm inclined to look at Mask. This is a coin I trade from time to time anyway, so should be on my list. Hey, Craig's here. Hello, Craig.
Oh, sorry. I should turn my microphone off.
All right. Mask on the day trading layout. I'll go a little faster on this. We are sitting in the middle of both the RTI and we're sitting on the SMA, simple moving average, between the Bollinger Bands. Squeezing in pretty tight right here. It's usually a sign of not much volatility. But when I measure it, it's almost 5%. So that's that's a bit deceptive. So the alert I would set here is probably to go both directions. So I'm a more experienced day trader. I'm going to trade on a foreign exchange with leverage. So I'm going to take both long and short positions. And the way to do that is to right click on the RTI and we're going to go with entering a channel. And the upper bound will be 80, lower will be 20. And once per bar close, I'll turn this on till about 8 p.m. Message is a social activity sort. And I'll go with 3 notes reverb. Click create. I've got this rectangle here. So if the RFTI breaks above 80 and then dips back down, that's I can investigate that scenario for a short trade or a sell. If it dips below the 20 and goes back up, that's similar to what I just showed you on WeMix. That would be a long setup, and I'd be inclined to take that trade. I usually look at Bitcoin too before I make any trades, so I encourage you to do the same. The markets generally follow Bitcoin, so it tends to be a leader on price movement. So yeah, so that's the day trade setup. We go to the swing trade on Mask, coming out of the red zone on the 1 hour chart. We've got a sell on the SuperTrend, red line on the Trendilo LSMA. So we've got no bullish signals on this chart. So to catch the next one, right click on the SuperTrend, select buy. Uh, Social activity sort. And actually I want to leave this on until about 10 p.m. 2200 notifications, and I'll handbell, click create. That should have the 2 alerts. Here are my alert list. There's my 15-minute chart for day trading, 1 hour chart for swing trading. So any questions on Mask as a day trade or a swing trade? Okay, well, on Altcoin Alert, we've looked at AA score sort and a social activity sort. Take a quick look at 1 hour projected range. Huh. This man trade looks sort of interesting. Oh, yeah. It's got green on both the upper and the lower, 8.6% average. Never heard of it though. Now, seller is something I trade from time to time, but the projected movement's pretty small, 1.76. That would work for me. I'm looking for a 1.5% move on my leverage trades. So I'm at 10x leverage. So maybe we'll look at that one. Yeah, we'll look at seller. Okay, it's above the 80 on the RTI in the red zone. So we're a bit late on this one. We could try to catch a short on this. So we had a fake out over here and another one here. Though that one may have been profitable for me had I gotten in at the right time. Say right about here and then down. No, not quite. So, but I'll go ahead and set this up for an alert both directions. Entering a channel, 80 on top, 20 on the bottom, once per bar close. So keep this open until 8 o'clock tonight. And this is 1 hour projected range. And you'll go back to 3 notes reverb. So we'll see if that one provides a short signal, if it takes a real strong dive and comes back, it gives me a long signal. As a swing, that's interesting. So it's got a buy signal. It's coming out of the green zone. Everything is pointing positive, and the retrace potential is about 12% in 4 days. That's a good swing trade. So if you're looking for something in that time frame, you might want to take this one, not trading advice. If you want to catch the next alert, you can just right click on the super trend and select buy. You know the rest. So yeah, I'm going to look at this one in a little more detail after the Zoom call, I think. All right, any questions on sellers, a day trade or swing trade? Okay, let's sort by short-term sentiment. We'll match that up with the Elder Impulse hourly, but that one doesn't work very often. Short-term sentiment here, very bullish. Elder Impulse hourly, quite a few. Maybe we'll get a few matches. All right, we've got the graph, GRT. I like that one. Bat, Mina. Most of these I don't recognize. Luna. Raven. All right, let's look at, it's the first one I saw. Graph, GRT. Okay, we're above the 80 on the RTI. We're in the red zone in the 15-minute chart, so we're a little late on this one. But you can see when it broke below 20 and came back up, it did really well. That happened here. And it just stayed in. It could have ridden this up almost 6%. So that's a great day trade. Let's right click on the RTI. And I'm gonna go both directions, entering a channel. 80, 20. Once per bar close, turn this off at 8 p.m. And this is short-term sentiment. And click create. And that should be over here in my alerts list. Let's go to the swing trade. Yeah, this setup's pretty good too. We've got plenty of room to get back to the red zone, which would be 13 to 15% looks like. So that would be a really good swing trade in 4 days. and the setup is good now. We're coming out of the green zone. We've got the buy signal, though it's a little bit old, and then the Trendilo LSMA just turned green. So if you like using this setup to do your swing trades, this one's a go. So any questions on the graph? Okay, we'll look at one more. Look at long-term sentiment on Altcoin Alert, and we'll match that up with Elder Impulse Daily and see what matches we can find. This is usually better for swing trades. Ava, Ape, Mask, we looked at before. XRP, Near, Floki. And there's a few more. Let's look at XRP. I don't think we looked at that one on this Zoom call in quite a while. Okay, way above the 80 on the RTI. So go both directions on this one. And when they're like this, they're more inclined to be short trades. Okay, click create. And there's my rectangle with the 80 and 20 selected. We'll look at this as a swing too. And this is a pretty good looking swing trade setup. It's very similar to what we just saw with, I think it was Mask, in that, yeah, we're coming out of the green zone. Got the buy signal from SuperTrend, Trendilo LSMA, trending green, trending up. And our retrace is 5.6%. So it's not that much, like 1% a day. Don't love that. I'd rather take like the 3 or 4 we looked at before, are probably better examples of swing trades than this. Okay. Well, that's all I have for the sorts that I usually do on Altcoin Alert. Any questions or comments about that? Any coins you want to look at Altcoin Alert before we head over to iCoinPro? All right, let's go to iCoinPro, home of the 123 dip, and I'm sorting by the Buddy Coin Crawler, and these are starting to look familiar to me. I'm wondering if there's a problem with this. I'll have to email the guys over there and let them know that I'm seeing the same coins with similar values for the last couple of weeks. I don't usually look at these crazy high values on coins I don't know anyway. I tend to ignore them and look for something that I know. Cream, render, but really none of these look that promising to me. We could look at cream. Yeah, let's check that one out and we'll probably wrap it up. No, it's not my list. Thought it was. Okay, it's only on a few exchanges, KuCoin, Gate, and BitGet. I do have KuCoin and BitGet accounts. I think this is also on PancakeSwap, so that one's pretty easy to access. We'll look at it on KuCoin. Okay. Bouncing off the 50 and trending down. Though it did have a great bounce off this dip below 20. That occurred on Sunday. But I'm trying to think what would have triggered it. Yeah, probably that big spike up triggers it. So you get in and then you get crushed by this move. So that's really not a good example. You will get faked out sometimes using the RTI, but I think it's more reliable than any other indicator I've looked at. So I don't like the setup on the day trading, so I'm going to bail on it and look at it as a swing trade. Well, it's hanging around the green zone. Trendilo just turned, but we don't have a green signal on the SuperTrend yet. If we do get one, there's a retrace potential to 16% in 4 days. That's a really good swing trade. So I think you'd want to do this. Right click on the SuperTrend, select buy, and I'll leave this on until 10 o'clock tonight. And some buddy coin crawler. And I'll go with handbell. Click create, and that should show up over here. Yeah. So I set a few alerts tonight. Okay, any questions on Cream as a more likely a swing trade as opposed to a day trade? All right, any questions on iCoinPro, Altcoin Alert, day trading, swing trading, anything we talked about? Any coins you want to look at? Okay, well, and we did have a couple newbies join us. Trisha, hello to you. And thanks for joining me. I'll wrap it up here. If you're watching on the recording, I'd rather see you live, but please check out the opportunities in the pinned comment to help fund the channel. And I will see you most likely on Thursday night. Have a good trading week. Bye.